half the time too, because I usually just have work on those weekends.
Right.
Heartbeat aside, we are here at Low Tide City, and we are getting another matchup of a couple of zoners, and Chronos, one of them, just absolutely one of the best snakes out there doing it right now. He is, honestly one of the favorites to go really deep in this tournament, if not win it outright. Him and Apollo Kage are both kind of on that list, and yeah, Chronos has taken some really big names recently. You see him rocking the high Q tag, fly high.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I think definitely one of, we've seen Apollo Kage's kind of ascension in the past year. And while Chronos hasn't quite been as meteoric, I think he's definitely kind of evolved from being a regional threat to someone you have to be afraid of nationally as you move forward in your bracket rounds.
There was a period around like the summer and fall of last year where he was matching AK every single step of the way. And I know that people compare these two all the time just because they're the two best North American snakes, MVD also being in the conversation, but Chronos was right there in that conversation. And this is one of those weekends where you can prove it. Love using the Nikita right here. He says, do not try to stall out that recovery, Konari. I am going to be on top of you.
Yeah, I mean, good. Konari's showing a little bit of familiarity, kind of understanding how he can compete with Snake's grenades as Samus in these ledge traps. See what he can pull out here. Now, 151 though could be looking for a grab as well. Surprisingly enough, they gave Samus a kill throw in this game.
Yeah, for some reason, 2 kill throws even.
Yeah, yeah.
Up throw and the back throw both do it.
There it is.
God. It's such a real kill throw. And at the time, they gave Samus that buff, and nobody was playing Samus. And we were like, oh, good for Samus. Yeah, she probably needed that.
Oh, yeah. And then we realized,
she didn't need that at all.
She's actually really good. Definitely, I don't think we have quite a strong Samus representation as maybe some like EU or Japan would, but definitely something. Definitely something to keep in mind.
Did we just go in the water slide?
I know. I went. We took a ride down there. Again. I don't know if you guys heard it on our side. We went through a tunnel. It was a good time.
Nonetheless, though, yeah, I mean, we don't see as much Samus as maybe we'd expect, the given, how kind of simple the character can be at times. But playing a matchup like this, you really do have to complicate your game plan. And Konari has been saying, look, yeah, I can play at a distance, but I also have to get up, and do some of that CQC to start up the big combos.
Absolutely, and Samus does have some pretty solid boxes of her own. That Nair's pretty spicy. Obviously, the forward air, a great tool at calling out aerial approaches. Good air drift to get away from the punish. There's some up tilt coming if he did get back there.
Comboing off of the bomb into the back air as well. You see the crowd getting really loud. I don't know if they're all-nighters fans or if Konari just it's got the friend group like that, but they are getting loud for this Samus.
Yeah, and I think that's what it is too. I think they finally got us a crowd mic too, so we can hear the faithful out there in the venue. It's always a good thing to see. And these tracking missiles coming through. The wall has been set up. The tent has been pitched by Konari. He's got the lead, and he is determined to hold on to it.
And playing with the lead is so important in this matchup too, because as a snake, trying to play from behind is so difficult against Samus. Chronos does finally get up close, catching that commit, evening up the stocks, and that's really huge. You can go back to whatever game plan you need. You don't have to just camp out the Samus, because Konari's been dealing with that really well.
Oh, didn't pull the trigger on the punishment on the F tilt. Gonna get the grab this time though. Forward air gonna send it up.
I'm hearing so many vowels from the crowd.
Yeah,
mostly, the third one in the English alphabet. Sorry, that's the fourth one.
The fourth one. Always the fourth. I believe!
Right, oh, the C4 is back on Chronos, and he's just trying to run up and get that stuck, which it is on the Samus now.
Oh, I think it passed off again at 152 now. We saw earlier the up throw closing the first stock out. Oh!
That's it. Wow. It's Louisiana. That explains everything.
Are we surprised?
That explains everything. I see. You see RJ and the rest of Louisiana cheering on Konari as that game 1 does go in the Samus's favor, taking the first game from a very notorious player in Chronos coming down, from the western region of the U.S.
Yeah, I would say, could be one of the first bigger upsets of the tournament so far if Konari is able to close it out here. But we'll see. I mean, getting one game off of a good player is one thing, but finishing the job is a whole other.
That's the hard part. And Chronos is one of those players that will adapt like nobody else, right? He is definitely the kind of guy who says, look, he's a thinker. He's a cerebral player, but it's also kind of hard to think when you got a crowd this loud in your ear.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. The headphones can only cover so much here. So we'll see here, opting for a little bit of a scenic change to small battlefield. I believe a bit easier to kind of use the explosions to your favor. Obviously, Samus being a tall character, that C4, if she's under that platform, it's almost, 9 times out of 10 going to blow her up alongside.
And there's really no way to approach either of these characters when they're camping under a platform, but Chronos says, look, I'm getting up close anyways. The jab from Konari really, really smart, and even connecting that final hit of the forward air to just knock Chronos away.
Yeah, kind of had a fastball a bit there to get the crouching snake, but that's kind of scary too for Chronos, knowing that he can't low profile that.
Ooh. I love the use of the homing missile right there, just to lock Chronos on that platform, try to follow up. Tons of shield damage on him as well. Down there to chase the roll as well. Konari kind of going crazy in this game too as well.
Oh,
and taking that first stock with some nasty movement.
B reversing like he's actually getting paid to do it. Great use of that hot pursuit there. That's 30 damage off a charge shot, by the way.
And that wasn't the full charge shot. You see Konari just racking up that damage, and Chronos having a really hard time finishing out these stocks because Samus can be such a tank, such a pest to get all those confirms on, but catching that jump away, Chronos knew that's exactly what was coming next. Game's back to tied.
And I like the patience by Konari too, kind of like waiting it out to see if Chronos preemptively reacts to an option to get away for free, but good. Chronos countering back with that good discipline. But now these downers coming in. Again, this chase that Konari's shown so far has done all the work and then some for him.
See, Chronos just not able to get like solid stage control. Konari's movement around the grenades and everything have just been so solid. There's no way for Chronos to really get a bunch of momentum started, which is what Snake needs, in any matchup, much less one against a Samus. Does finally get a juggle, but no confirms available to you yet.
140 here. Oh, and what a kill!
He's got the KO!
Oh my goodness. Off the top. I wasn't ready for
the
that.
The score assist, yeah. I was like, huh?
I thought for sure Chronos will eliminate, and evens it right back up. Game number 2, but I would still say momentum slightly in Konari's favor, both with the game advantage and the Louisiana crowd behind him.
Big damage. Love the Nair too. Not going to steal the fair or anything. No risk of letting the Snake fall out of it either. Does have that damage built up, and these ledge traps can be such a difficult thing for Samus.
Good wait there, good discipline on the shield. Even damage so far. Nikita's not going to quite knock him away, but the grenade's going to keep Konari at ledge and at bay while Chronos tries to set this trap up.
Man, Konari's movement off the ledge has been so solid. Back air, the bomb to catch the drift in as well. That was so safe and so smart, drifting away with the Zair as well.
Oh, nice.
Cooked too much. Cooked way too much.
Yeah, wanted something a little more there. That would have been pretty hot though. Oh, tried to chase in. I was like, hold on, Samus is a big girl.
Down air. Could that be the setup again? Konari's just cooking too hard.
I know that jab one to try to force something else out of him. Oh, the regrab.
Oh yeah, you're gone.
Yeah, farewell.
Again, cooking too much. Cooking too much. Sometimes simple is best, but the crowd is still loud for this young man. Chronos takes that game too, but there is still a third game to play.
You can even see. Oh, he was at first stages, I think. But yeah, I mean, there were a couple moments there. I think if he had stayed at like layer 1, layer 2, I think he had something there, like a grab or something like that. But I appreciate wanting to end the game on an exclamation point.
It is scary to go for those grabs because, especially at that close range, which you saw a couple of those scrambles in, if Chronos decides, okay, I'm going to spot dodge that because the grab is obvious here, that it's immediate up till the game's over, right?
You're obliterated.
But also, we spent so long playing at Yomi level 4, we just bring it down to 2.
Yeah, sometimes there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with a good hearty like back air. You don't gotta stun too hard. I mean, we appreciate it though. Absolutely.
I very much appreciate it.
We need clips. We need.
Konari is the most swag Samus I've seen so far.
He was definitely it's all of the opting
Dark Samus.
Okay.
Can we get the white and red one? Can we get baseball Dark Samus?
That is a good one. It's one of the better ones.
Honestly, I would play regular Samus most of the time when I pick this character, but Dark Samus has a baseball skin.
Right.
Literally just looks like a sentient baseball. Gotta pick it. Gotta go. And Chronos taking a second to think about how to approach this game 3. And as a veteran player, right, going up against a young man like this, even though he's got the crowd behind him, anything you can do to rattle him is going to be important, and Chronos is absolutely the kind of gamer that can take advantage of that.
Yep, and I like, and it'll be interesting, I like the Battlefield counter pick here. I'm wondering why the pick. I don't know if maybe it's just like a feel thing for Dark Samus. I know Dark Samus is that their charge shots and their missiles have, I think, electric properties as opposed to fire. So I don't know if that makes too much of a difference. But or maybe it's just an aesthetic thing. Who knows?
I also don't remember if the charge shot maybe comes out a little bit lower, which maybe
I know it comes out, yeah, because the way Dark Samus
holds it down,
yeah, it's a little lower, yeah.
Firing from the hip. Oh. And it might go under some grenades. It might be a good counter, and especially, you know, we talked about Battlefield, right? Amazing stage if you can get those combos too, but no big setups right now. Both of these players dead even right now.
Oh, wow, that's surprisingly good. Good kind of check there. Knew that his nair was safe on grab and just punished with the jab accordingly.
A couple of these baby charge shots just to maybe stuff out the grenades that Chronos is trying to use for stage control. Again, Konari's movement has been so good, and that get off me option with that up B, and being very wary of these landing projectiles as well, letting Chronos just kind of try to give him the rope to hang himself, and it's really working out so far for Konari.
Yeah, try to move around the Nikita, a good placement by Chronos to lock it down and get the stock. But we'll see if Konari just needs a quick answer back here. Doesn't want to eat too much residual damage.
Konari trying to back right back off into that corner, seeing again if there's like one overcommit, especially on the movement, you can take advantage of. But an overcommit on that roll from Konari means you miss that punish, and it could have been a key one to get yourself back into that game, but Chronos back in the driver's seat.
Yeah, we could see, I don't know, maybe even Battlefield, the counterpick kind of playing a bit against Konari here. Chronos starting to use that platform to really set up those ledge traps. Toss the C4 on the platform, put the grenades down, throw everything up. You know, it's kind of limiting the options of where I can get back.
The top platform has been really good for Chronos in terms of landing as well, right? Giving him extra options to come back down where Konari can't really chase. Does finally get that up throw. Again, taking advantage of that grab. We talked about it being a key part of this matchup. But Chronos is still playing with a pretty hefty lead. Yeah,
and you can see, you know, it's kind of a sad part on the Samus side too. Good for Snake. Even just a single grenade can stop full charge shot. Just eats it all up. So it's good. Holding it down, and there we go. Samus's height coming into play here. The C4 on the platform closing it out.
The Battlefield counterpick, I think, is definitely looking like it is, you know, Uno reverse right now. Chronos taking really huge advantage of it in this matchup right now. There's that up smash to try to set up this ledge trap, and that is a stuck Samus as well. Chronos just trying to play keep away right now to not get stuck back, and does get that damage off. Things starting to fall apart for Konari.
Back here to 95 damage and counting. Yeah, things have been looking a bit rough here.
Yeah, Konari definitely a little bit rattled in this last game. Just can't get that momentum up, and there's that Nikita. Chronos closing it out, built up a ton of momentum. Man, Konari got so close in that set, but